Hello.
In all of our splendor.
Welcome, everyone.
Alright. Oops, I should also make it so that we can see the dashboard so we can see
Yes.
what shit is going down.
Hello. Hello, hello.
How bros it?
Weird, I feel far away.
I set the chairs normally how I usually do, how I think I normally think I do, but
Yeah.
sometimes I fuck it up.
I feel fine now.
Alright,
I think we'll be fine.
I'll give Justin the same disclaimer that we
Yes.
possibly faced as the video was loading, or as the stream was starting, in that if things suddenly go quiet, not to panic, but because I've been having some router weirdness lately. Hopefully not problems, just weirdness. We'll see. But yeah, if the stream suddenly gets cut short, do not panic, or we'll be back soon. But yeah, if there's, I told Justin, that we would warn you to proceed to the nearest emergency exit.
Yes.
To follow instructions on your security handbook or safety handbook that you have
Mic
in the
is
seat
muted.
in front of you. Oh, the mic is muted? Really?
No. Because what?
Mic is muted. Are you sure about that?
Are you sure?
I will post that. Let's find out. Or safety handbook. I hear us.
Okay, I hear us perfectly
hear
fine
us.
in the playback, so you're a liar.
Oh, wait. Are we good? I was gonna say, I was just gonna type it
This
up in the chat.
fucking
We're good?
bastard.
Okay.
This fucking bastard.
He just wanted to test us to make sure that we were,
Yeah, it might be a...
Yeah.
I imagine...
Stream's down.
I imagine Kyle said that, and then he, leaned back and started eating potato chips. He was just like...
Like smug Pepe.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it. Thanks for joining, dude.
What's up, man?
Trollface McGee over there.
I didn't talk to you much today, Kyle. I feel like we weren't friends today.
And this is his retribution.
This is his retribution,
This
yes.
is the payback, yeah.
I only communicated with him once, and it was about work, and I'm pretty sure he was not happy about it.
Gosh,
So.
the nerve.
Yeah.
The nerve of coworkers wanting to talk about work. The selfishness knows no bounds.
So.
No. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good. Definitely good to see you. What have you been up to, Sir Alex?
Fucking extra life. It's been consuming my life.
Wow,
it's been
it's
consuming my life
coincidence.
for a while, but yeah, it
Would you
has
say
been-
that you need an extra life?
I wish. First, I need to get a life. I think is the.
Oh.
I think would be the idea. Yeah, get a life. No, it's been good. It's been. I say it's been consuming my life, but it's been consuming it in a perfectly a voluntary basis. Since it's coming up, we got a few weeks to go, and since I'm the president of the guild, we gotta be. It's more or less my responsibility to make sure we're doing as much shit as we possibly can, and by virtue, make sure I'm doing as much shit as I possibly can.
Right.
So it's been eating up a lot of my free time. I'm not gonna say that I'm excited for Extra Life to be over, but I'm like, I don't know. It'll be nice.
You enjoy the I understand.
No, it'll be nice once it's done, and it'll be nice to to reflect on or to reflect upon.
It'll be nice
and-
when you aren't so busy.
Yeah, it'll be nice to reflect upon what are things we could have done better, or what things that we do next year that we didn't do
I was about
this
to
year.
say, so what time next year would you start up again, going rampant with the
Probably December of this year, honestly. It's
oh my god.
well, just because there's stuff year round.
Oh,
and
is there?
we
Okay.
didn't have a guild officially until April of this year,
Oh.
and that's when we started doing stuff. So I mean, there's of course things happening year round. Granted, it'll be much less immediate, or much less, I don't know, not critical, but time will be a little bit more on our side of December, January, February, because Extra Life doesn't happen until October, November-ish. So, it'll be much less immediate, I guess, is the way I would put it, where, if we only have a meeting once every month and a half as opposed to having monthly meetings and things like that, then it's not as big of a deal. But still, we want to keep on top of it. And more importantly, what I'd like to do is spend December and January talking to guild members and trying to get a feel for, what do you feel worked well that we did? What events did we attend that you thought was man, people are really loving this? Or what places did you feel that we went to and it just felt like a waste of fucking time? Or, because it's all about recruiting. That's our job as the Extra Life Guild, is to recruit people to participate in the marathon. So, fundraising is nice, but that's not the main focus for our job, at least. So, a lot of it is geared around that, trying to get exposure and things like that. So,
I get that.
and we want to do it while it's relatively fresh in people's minds.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 more events before game day, and then game day itself, which is going to be its own whirlwind.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm excited, and despite my, I was
Now, are
joking
you
with
going to
Justin
be
earlier.
actually Are you gonna be able to actually play games?
I sure hope so. I want to play games, honestly. Since we'll be at I mean, it's not official, but it's pretty much official. We'll be at the Microsoft Store in the Galleria.
Okay.
And I'll be there for all 24 hours, presuming, and I haven't gotten 100% sure. I've gotten probably sure, but not 100% sure if they'll be open for the full 24-hour dealio. They probably will. If they are, that's where I'll be for the full 24 hours. And I imagine that a significant amount of my time will be split between playing games, but also like getting up to like talk to people like passersby and explain what Extra Life is and all that stuff. So, I mean, I can't remember if I mentioned
I wonder
this.
how that's gonna, because Saturday's a pretty big fucking shopping
It is.
day. So
It is. And they have, and I actually looked on their website earlier. They actually have some regularly scheduled events because they have events like every day, like some workshops and some educational things.
Okay, so how many people are going to attend this thing at the mall? Like, is this just you guys for Extra Life? Like, is this only like the Extra Life Guild going to the Microsoft Store, or is this like a big group of people going to the Microsoft Store?
It's open to the public, so I have no idea, actually. Last year, I wasn't there last year. I was, of course, with you and the crew, and the Wreckin' crew.
The Wreckin' crew.
So I wasn't there last year. I heard that it was a decent turnout.
I'm just wondering where they put people.
And again, I don't know.
Right, because I know what the Microsoft Store looks like in there, and it's not that large.
No, it is not. I know that based on some of the pictures I saw that there were some festivities that were like just outside the store as well. So yeah, I really don't know. I guess we'll cross the bridge when we get there. Yeah. I'm not expecting it to be a super huge turnout beyond just the regular passersby. I'm expecting that to be more of a people wandering in, going, "What the fuck is all this crazy nonsense?" So that's what I'm expecting. Yeah, my face-to-face stuff to be more suited towards, which I'm okay with. I mean, it's all about education and whatnot. So, but I mean, I can't remember if I mentioned it in previous things, but like, of course, staying up all night is exhausting. But I'm a fairly celebrated introvert. As much as I love talking in front of a camera and whatnot and all that other bullshit and talking with people, it's exhausting. It takes energy from me to interact with a camera or with people.
Yeah.
Not because I dislike it, just because that's just the kind of person I am. So I have no doubt that by the end of the 24-hour dealio, I'm gonna be a zombie.
Yes.
Hopefully, I will not be eating people's brains.
You probably will.
One can only hope. But yeah, other than that, did play a little bit of Torchlight 2. We managed to just beat it, actually. The story, at least.
Oh, good. Torchlight's fun.
It was, and we, of course, unlocked the ability to buy randomly generated dungeons with certain parameters. We played one where you cast spells. It takes twice as long to cast spells, or spell-like abilities, but your spells do, like, twice the amount of damage.
Okay.
So there were things and I had a Berserker, which is all about quick and fast DPS. So I'm like, using these things that I'm used to being quick and fast and gotta go fast, and it's taking me so long to pull it off.
Yep.
But my buddy, who's an Ember Mage, is just blasting the fuck out of everything, like loving every second.
That's
of it.
awesome.
So it's really cool, and we're looking forward to doing more of those.
I wish Diablo put something in like that. The Diablo has a lot of fun stuff.
It does.
That would be something pretty cool too.
Yeah, the dungeon crawling mode, I guess, is it adventure mode or
for Diablo in adventure mode, it's pretty much a dungeon crawler. Like it's just a monster killing fest.
Yeah, and that's what these mostly boil down to. There's no plot or anything like that. And of course there's randomness in the Diablo 3 one, but this one's a little different. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We played a little bit of that. Hopefully we'll get to do more of that once the weekend arrives. And played a little bit of Secret World, not as much as I would like, but we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting there. How about yourself?
Well, last Tuesday we finished up Life is Strange.
Fuck Life is Strange.
Yes. Now we finished up Life is Strange. God damn that.
Was it good?
It was very good.
Were there man tears?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
I will say that the way that they ended the story, I like it a lot because basically it concludes this story. So what I'm thinking is, since it's only season 1, obviously they're going to have more seasons, they're going to add to this game, but I'm hoping that the next one we see is basically the same person going through the same type of situation, but kind of working through this stuff with her, and going from previous knowledge of what we already know as far as the main character in this one goes. So but story-wise, man, you can't. They were fucking on it.
Awesome.
As far as
I love it.
As far as a lot of stuff. So yeah, Very good finale.
Awesome,
Very good finale. So I was very happy with that. Other than that, I've just been playing just a little bit of WoW. I've actually picked up War Thunder last night. So
airplanes.
Yeah, Brad texted me about 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. He said we should try War Thunder.
Yeah.
And I said, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I was like, it's free. I never played it. He's like, yeah, it's really fun. I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, we'll definitely try it. And then he messaged me back like 10 minutes later, and he's like, you get it yet? And I was like, what do you... He's like,
the fuck do you want from me, man?
He texted me back, and he was like, ETA? And I was like, wait, we're doing this tonight? And he's like, yeah. And he was
Get
like...
on, motherfucker.
Right, so I finally downloaded it. It's fucking awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And what's up, Jerky?
Own it.
Or Jecky.
Own it.
Jekyll. 13333.
Dr. Jekyll and Elite Jekyll and Elite Hyde.
Yep.
But yeah, so he was like, we're doing this shit now, motherfucker, and you were like, alright.
Yeah, I agreed, and we had a fucking awesome time. That game is pretty good as far as just jumping straight in and doing like dogfights and stuff.
Nice, man.
It's very fun. We haven't hit the paywall yet, but it's definitely there.
You think it's coming?
It's there. Oh yeah, I know it's there.
I mean,
because I know it's going to get to a point where the upgrades aren't going to come as fast as they are.
Yeah.
And the upgrades are going to take days.
Yeah.
And that's where the paywall is.
And you're going to be matched up with bastards that have...
Yes. We already have been. So,
Brad
and I have been playing... have you guys watched any Overwatch? Any thoughts on it? Yes. And I'll get to it.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he has thoughts.
I love Overwatch. So, yeah, I'll get to that in just a second. But, yeah, currently right now, you can... use your money to buy like these coin upgrades and stuff like that. So it's like a normal pay to win game.
Mm-hmm.
And we already play with people who have fucking decked out aircraft.
Naturally, yeah. It's like aircraft that like shoot literal dollar bills at their enemies.
Okay, hold on. So.
Oh shit! Are we like dropping?
So Karini to you. So this is bong smoking Karini from fucking World of Warcraft here. And then fucking McKenna, Mike McKenna, which is in the same... Okay, now we go... Where the fuck's Kyle, then? Best Holy Priest Fire Tree has ever seen. Yeah. I will say that every time we went to pull a mob in World of Warcraft, so say we were getting ready to pull a boss, Karini would be... I don't know how, but he had this mic open, right? So the microphone would be open.
Okay.
And on Ventrilo, and then you would hear... And he's like, okay, I'm good. And then... He would just do the boss completely baked, but then just fucking beat the shit out of all of us. It was like a superpower, fucking just calming of the mind.
Mega weed,
yeah, it was great.
Scientifically formulated to increase your video game powers.
Yep. So
every day.
It was a good time. That was one of the best times in WoW
Smoke it
I've ever had.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So what's up, guys? Thanks for joining.
Yeah. All this people.
Right. So. Overwatch.
We'll
get to that now.
Yes.
Holy shit.
It's happening, motherfuckers.
Anybody get a beta invite, first off?
Do you have any extras? That's because I know we'll start someone.
There won't be any extras, unfortunately, because they're not doing it via keys. They're doing it through the actual Battle.net app.
Oh,
so it'll just automatically be there, and you can just play it if you've got accepted. Yep. So the reason they're not doing keys is because people would sell them for thousands of dollars.
That never happens.
Right. It fucking happened to Hearthstone.
It happens every fucking time.
Every time.
Hearthstone, so. Jesus Christ.
Get high, save my friends. What does one do with life now?
Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
Dexter, wanna come up, buddy? Let's come up. All right. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people, Dexter. Can you say hi?
He doesn't want to look at the camera here.
Oh, okay. All right, there we go.
So, Overwatch, yeah. God, I'm fucking pumped about that game. I wish I knew all the characters' names. I know what every fucking character does. For some reason, I can't remember their names.
Yeah.
So far, I watched a lot of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, it's just people who've been to like Blizzard invites and stuff that have the ability to save a replay or something of that nature. Not a lot of ones with sound for some reason. So it's just gameplay with no sound. But I saw that it was #1 on Twitch today at work. I didn't get a chance to watch any of it. But yeah, I fucking cannot wait. So
good shit. Team Fortress jocking.
Dude, Team Fortress, man, is still my favorite game on Steam. I can't get past it.
I know plenty of people that wholeheartedly agree.
man, it's still so good, and it's still the game that holds the record for all my playtime. So,
which is an impressive feat. Honestly.
Yeah,
I can attest to
especially since I haven't really played in I'd say about 4 years. I think was when I actually stopped playing like every single day nonstop.
You ever get the itch?
Yeah, sometimes like we played Man vs. Man at the Last Land. So.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Or Man vs. Man. Man vs. Man. We played Man vs. Man.
I mean, that's just regular deathmatch, motherfucker. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, if any of you bastards get a beta invite, you're gonna need to actually log into Steam first. And then add the game to Steam, and then play it through Steam. So then I can just watch you play it through Steam's in-house streaming service.
And then he will hack into your computer. From there, he will hack into your database mainframe.
I love it.
And CSI himself into so that he can play.
I will enhance it.
Enhance.
CSI, that is fucking impressive.
It is.
I like the people who dissect those.
I love it.
Fuck.
I think my favorite was there's the hacker chick, and she's hacking the mainframe database connection proxy, and her bro is right there with her. And he's like, no, you gotta, you're not enough. You're not thinking enough. You gotta think right. And he like, I'm cracking in, and he like hops on the same keyboard, and they're both clickety clacking. And this isn't like a mega huge keyboard. This is just like a regular bullshit.
Oh.
Like they're just both hammering away at the same keyboard.
Oh, that's right.
Side by side. And I'm just like, that's
we need to find that fucking video.
That's actually exactly how pair programming works. So they nailed it. 100%.
Apparently, I don't know nothing. And best game on Steam is Gumdrop Buttons. I've never heard of that.
Not my Gumdrop Buttons.
And I know what they're getting at.
Yeah, I do too.
Because there was a point of time where I used to constantly ask them if they knew the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
Yes, the Muffin Man. So
who lives on Drury Lane?
I'll go ahead and I'll get real close for this one.
I'm scared.
Do you know the Muffin Man? I can't do it as well as I used to.
Puberty sucks.
It does suck.
I can't wait till I hit puberty.
I didn't hit puberty until I was like 22, I guess. So.
I'm still waiting, man. I'm still waiting. I'm still short as hell.
Maybe I need to just practice.
Practice puberty?
Yes.
Oh, no, I mean, maybe. I don't fucking know. I'm not the expert.
So, are you guys all on fucking vent? We got Upside now? This fucking bastard? What the fuck?
Oh, man. But no, Overwatch does sound cool. You mentioned that only certain gifted people that have been blessed by the Blizzard gods have been granted keys. Is there like a criteria that you need to meet to get a key?
No. So I think that
just random?
Well, not really. So they did say it factors in on hardware, the hardware that you're running, and then it also factors in on when you actually signed up for the beta.
Okay.
So I signed up the day of, and I still didn't know.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So nice. Like as soon as like our Overwatch said that, hey, the beta signups are up, I signed up like immediately.
Yep.
And made sure that my account was ready. So, yeah. I need to unpuberty. You're right, man. I want to fucking go back to those days where I did nothing.
That sounds wonderful.
And loved it.
That sounds awesome.
So.
But yeah, it's like I wonder if there's people that like I wonder if it's like time sensitive, like you mentioned, people who were like right there the moment it went live, or if it's like some asshole who kind of walked up weeks after it had been live. It's like, oh, beta key, why not?
I'm
puts
sure.
his email in and just gets it. Because,
I'm sure.
Fuck no.
Because
why?
one stipulation the one guy said was and luck. So I'm sure it's just random people. Like it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I would really like a beta key.
Yeah.
Or a beta. I'm sorry. There's no keys. So just like a
beta invite.
Beta invite.
Yeah, that would be nice. It does look cool.
It looks great, but I can also wait for when it comes out because I'm sure I'll just be playing it anyways. So.
Do they have a release window?
No, I don't think they have a time frame.
Okay.
So maybe sometime next year, but obviously no.
I would hope so.
Nothing yet.
Yeah. Do you think it'll stack up to Team Fortress?
Yes, incredibly well. I think it is going to be the next Team Fortress.
Think so?
Yeah.
Because I mean, the comparisons between the two are inevitable.
Yeah, I mean it's an arena shooter, so
yeah.
But I think the major thing that this has up on Team Fortress is that it's got I guess how to say it
like
balance.
You think so?
So to say. So I think they're going to work a little bit harder than Valve did on actual balancing out for competitive play because Blizzard's really pushing for competitiveness, especially since Hearthstone is so incredibly competitive. Like as far as like all the Hearthstone tournaments they have like every other fucking month. So that Blizzard hosts themselves, and I think they're kind of crying about it because WoW never fucking hit off as a actual esport.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that you really can't anymore because they just could not balance PvP well enough to actually make it. And watching someone play WoW in arena is the most fucky shit I've ever seen. Coming from like a person who would like be like, oh, I kind of want to, I'm interested in like the PvP scene or like the player versus player. You wouldn't understand what the fuck is going on because you would have to know everything about the game in order to understand what the fuck's going on. Dexter, what are you doing?
he looks very trepidatious. He's like, maybe I want to get down, maybe I don't.
Granny wants me to tell you about the time that he sacrificed his life to come kill me in the Brawlers arena. So there is in World of Warcraft there is these two places called the Brawler arenas.
Okay.
And basically they're just an NPC Brawler arena. It's like solo challenges basically.
Okay.
You fight like a boss. You beat him. You beat so many bosses or whatever. And you get like an achievement and stuff of that nature. So he sent me a message and said, I'm coming for you. And I said, okay, good luck. And then he came into our arena, the Horde arena, as he was playing Alliance. He came into the Horde arena and then killed me.
He called it.
He did.
8-ball
so he came into our instance and killed me.
Nice.
And it was great.
Well done.
And he did it more than once.
I don't doubt it.
He camped me. It was great.
Good times. Fond memories, right?
I will say, though, that the arena is probably one of the most fun things they ever put into the game.
Oh, yeah?
I wish they would bring it back because, I think they did bring it back. But basically, one of the bosses that you had to do was basically a super hexagon. It was a floating eye in the center, and when you stood on the outside of him, he would rotate, and you had to rotate with him.
Nice.
Or you rotated, and then he had a puzzle that was constantly coming in, and you had to avoid the lines.
Oh, that's cool.
It was actually pretty entertaining.
That's really slick.
But yeah, I want Overwatch. It's going to stack up pretty well. I think
so.
It's super hyped by pretty much everybody.
It is.
And I'm pretty excited, so it's going to be awesome.
CP Master, what's going on, man?
What's up, CP Master?
Good to see ya. Screw the boss. Screw the boss, says Cikena.
Oh, McKenna.
And they're
yeah, he is by far the fucking hardest boss in the arena.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
In the arena, huh?
The Brawlers Guild.
Yep.
All right, let me get the topics up here, and we'll get our jolly thing rolling here.
Get our jollies.
Well, first thing I wanted to say is everyone needs to look up the fucking Fallout 4 perk for, what is it, Big Leagues.
You mentioned that, yeah. Yeah, what exactly is it?
It's fucking beautiful.
Is it?
It's only like a 10-second clip that they've put out.
Such a
But basically, it's a character perk that they have their character was dressed up as a person playing baseball.
Good.
And then he had a baseball bat and was just fucking crushing people.
Awesome.
And it was awesome.
That sounds delicious.
I posted a YouTube link, so we'll watch it later. But,
sweet.
I just want to bring that up.
Bash that head off, bro. He gets it.
Backward compatibility on consoles. And is it relevant and still necessary? So, earlier today, I saw that Microsoft officially announced that in November, they're going to be actually implementing that backward compatibility that they've stated they were trying to implement this whole time. So, they're finally going to be able to do that. Now, it's something that I dearly wish that fucking PlayStation would come up with.
For the PS3?
Right. Well, PS4.
Or PS, yeah.
I understand what you're saying. So you're saying like games for PS3.
Yeah.
Instead of making like collections, which is what they love to do right now.
Yeah.
Uncharted collection, this collection, I understand they're up-resing like the stuff, but I would really like to just be able to fucking play old games.
Yeah.
Without having to pay again for them.
That sounds nice.
So I guess the thing with Microsoft, and I'm not fully understanding how they're doing it, I guess. But apparently if you own the game, you put the disc in, and then you download the content to your device.
Okay.
And then it reads the disc.
Interesting.
And then you can play the game.
It's not how I would have expected, honestly.
I don't know how they do it, but basically they have to confirm that you own the game.
Oh, I see.
So...
I guess that doesn't.
I'll have to look up more information on it.
Yeah.
But I think that's partially how it's going. So.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. I guess I hadn't really considered it, but I mean, because when I hear backwards compatibility, I think just pop in the disc, bro, you're good. But people don't buy games on disc. Well, that's not a fair statement, but a lot of people don't buy games on disc. They only buy the.
Be sure you buy
soft copy.
Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain on disc.
You mean on any platform? Because it's going to come in a disc whether you want it or not? So deal with it.
Oh, yes.
Or
well, if you buy it on PC,
it's not gonna come on a disc, but like it's gonna come in like the same form if it
yes.
was whether it's a disc or a
just buy it on PC via CD.
Yeah,
or DVD.
Because they make use out of that DVD
they do
space
with a good old fucking Steam installer.
Oh, that's
so beautiful.
I love it. It's almost.
Oh man,
like,
I don't have a good internet connection, but I went to Walmart and got my copy.
And Konami's like, that's adorable.
They did.
Come back when you have more money.
So it has a Steam installer instead of actually anything.
Yeah, but no, I think that's a fair point to consider. Is the people that buy the soft copies of the games. So it's like we got it installed on my Xbox 360 hard drive, and well, fuck, I need some sort of way to port this over. I guess it introduces an interesting technical problem, and I guess that was probably what Microsoft was spending so much time on. Like, man, how do we attack this in such a way that is consistent and user and I mean, that solution that you described doesn't exactly sound user-friendly, but it doesn't sound, like, impossibly complicated. So, I mean, it's kind of awkward, but it's just an awkward problem without an obvious, elegant solution, I think. I don't think it... I mean, because, like... And of course, on Microsoft's end, they have a vested interest in making sure that, like you said, make sure you own the game, make sure it's a legit copy, and that it's not pirated, or that you're not bumming it off somewhere else.
I'd say it's a pretty cool feature for it.
It is. I'm glad that they worked at it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's something that kind of everybody wants. The way PlayStation does it right now is they're really trying to push their streaming service.
Yes.
Which is basically, you can play some old games and we'll stream them to your device.
Yeah.
So it's a stream play type deal. I had to sell my whole PS2 library when I upgraded to some PS3.
That's depressing.
That is depressing. I still hold on to a few games as keepsakes. Like I have the original Kingdom Hearts game, Gran Turismo. I have all of those. My Final Fantasy 7 discs I still have. So
gotta keep on those, man.
But I keep a few.
Yeah.
What's the best drunk tabletop game? I wouldn't know. I don't personally play tabletop games.
Oh yeah.
But if Adam was here, he would be able to tell you.
Well, I guess tabletop games or board games or anything in between. I mean. People will always say Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity is good.
If I had to give one good, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't drink, so I don't know if I'm the right person to ask. But from what I've observed, the best the best board game to play while drunk would be a game called Scribblish. It's like a cross between, It's a cross between Telephone and what's the fucking game where you have to draw stuff? I can't remember.
Pictionary?
Pictionary. There it is. Yes, it's a cross between Pictionary and Telephone, where so you draw a card and you have to draw this thing to the best of your artistic ability. If you're someone like me who has zero artistic ability, it's like, all right, stick figures for days. So you have to draw this thing to the best of your ability, give it to a random person, and you have these little paper rollers. You roll up the page.
Not Scribblenauts. No.
Yeah, it's not Scribblenauts. That's a good game too. But this is called Scribblish. But anyway, you draw the thing and you roll up the paper so the person you give this to only sees the drawing without the description. They have to write what they think the description is, and then roll the paper up a little further because, like I said, it's a little roller, dilly bopper. But write the description, what they think it is based on the drawing alone. Roll it up so they only see the description. Give that to a random person. They see the bastardized description. And they have to draw what they think that is, roll it up, and it just keeps going until finally you hit the end. And the fun part, to me at least, is unrolling the paper and see how the drawing and the description unraveled.
That would be awesome.
And
that actually does sound kind of fun.
It's one of my favorite games ever.
No, Adam, it will still be going.
But
you got.
Yeah, you're good, man. But it's one of my favorite games. Definitely one of my favorite board game, tabletop games. Especially if you're playing it with a lewd crowd, preferably if alcohol is involved. Usually it gets to a certain point in the night where it's like a measurement, like how many turns of the paper does it get before there are dicks introduced on this picture. Sometimes that number is 0. Usually after a certain amount of alcohol.
I can see that.
So if you play it with a fully mature and adult-oriented crowd.
Which do you play with?
AKA a bunch of fucking assholes like myself. Then it degenerates into just absurdity in no time, and I love absurd bullshit like that in games. So it's a lot of fun. So that would be my drunk game recommendation for board games. Good shit, and I found that I actually got that as a Christmas present for a couple friends last year, and I found that the game was out of print at that point. I hope that they've changed that because I found it used without too much trouble. It was still kind of a pain. It's like, man, it's such a fucking good game. Why'd it go out of print?
CP Master. Yeah, I only buy digital now. I'll say that I don't really buy discs anymore. I guess so. What about you, Alex?
Well, it depends on the medium.
Right, so obviously we know about your CD.
So literally right next to the camera, you can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see it.
But there's a stack. Those are actually the reason that stack is there is because some of them, they're like CDs with like bonus DVD as well, and that's like my stack to remind myself, Alex, watch this bullshit. I'm a little behind. The stack only goes up from the desk to the monitor. Actually, that's not fair. It's standing on some external hard drives, but still, it's bullshit. Yeah, do I buy physical discs? It depends. I do for the Wii U. That has a hard drive, but it doesn't have a very big hard drive, so I usually just buy the disc. I usually do for the 3DS and the like. I don't for PC games. Steam is my main go-to there. So it depends on the medium, and it depends on what type of game. If it's a crazy collector's edition, I mean, I bought Diablo 3 collector's edition, so that's an example. But yeah, it just depends. That's how I would best describe it. But yeah, like I said, I think it's different, and the way Microsoft was trying to attack the whole problem of like how the hell do we allow backwards compatibility without just completely fucking everything up. It's a tricky issue, and I guess I hadn't considered it, honestly.
Right, yeah, because obviously a lot of the stuff isn't made on the same hardware, at least, so there would have to be some type of emulation going on, which is what technically what PlayStation does, is they technically emulate the game for you.
Yeah,
which is stream it to you, which is still impressive in its own right.
It is.
Is. When you stream games, you don't really download anything. So like whenever I'm on PlayStation, I don't really, when I was doing the streaming stuff, like I didn't really download much. Like it just played fluid. It was pretty nice.
It's pretty impressive. I can dig it. So, I mean, maybe this is the way it'll go. Maybe Sony will pick up on it, a little something, make it happen. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. They actually submitted a poll today. I wish I could. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Ooh. Basically, as a poll on what would gamers want, right? And one of them was like, oh, I'd have to find it later, but one of them was like, oh, we have a poll going on would you guys like to be able to change your PSN name? And everyone was like, you guys are fucking horrible. You guys are so bad at any type of PR. People are like, we wanted to change our fucking PSN name when we were early on PlayStation 3. We've been saying this for fucking 10 years now that we've been wanting to change our PSN name.
Maybe we should consider it, yeah.
And then today they're like, would you guys want to be able to change your PSN name? Are you fucking retarded? Like,
that's awesome. That's like Overkill saying like, oh, maybe they don't like microtransactions. Crazy, right? Who knew?
Weird.
I know.
Who knew?
Who'd thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Yeah, that's awesome. Well, only a couple years late, you know.
Right.
Fashionably late, we'll call it. I had not heard about that though. That's a little silly.
Isn't it so stupid?
It's silly.
Like it makes you. It's like, are you really out of that much fucking touch with reality?
Yeah.
Like,
just putting on the.
Everyone's like, hey, we know how to fix the Vita. Like, please listen to us. We guys just at least market it?
And Sony's like, Vita, what's that? You mean PS4? Yeah, bro, here you go.
Yeah, here's PS4 with this add-on called Vita.
This crazy looking controller, I don't even know what the fuck it is.
Right, Sony's fucked. Goddamn, I love their system. I
was gonna say, I feel the love-hate relationship.
It is.
You wouldn't understand. Sony loves me.
I had to explain digital games to my mom. She doesn't understand how I have games without discs. I can see that. My mom would not understand either.
Magic.
If I told my mom, yeah, Mom, I download things from the internet, she would probably believe I was stealing them. Because she would have only heard things from the news. So I was like, Mom, yeah, I download the game. She'd be like, you're going to jail.
I heard about this on Fox News, so it's true.
Yeah, so... do you guys watch anime? I watch a little bit of anime. I haven't...
Anime?
Yeah, watch a little bit of anime. Now, I don't watch a lot of it, though. I have nothing against it, though.
Yep.
I mean, it's a perfectly awesome medium. I just don't have anything to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to suggest something, I can definitely check it out. So,
if I had to guess, I think One Punch Man anime might recommend One Punch Man. It's apparently I've not seen it, but I've heard it's really fucking good.
Oh, good call.
So One Punch Man is I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm kind of in the same boat as Justin. I don't watch a lot of anime. Not because I choose not to, I just never get around to it.
Speaking of anime, it's not really anime, but a friend of mine, Jared, he lives in South Korea, and he teaches there. So
cool.
Something he posted the other day was Japan released a new comic that they got licensed from Star Wars, or got licensed from Disney to post it. Basically, and they're in the midst of translating it back to English. But,
that's cool.
Basically, it tells the story of Luke Skywalker growing up.
Oh.
And it is very cool.
That's awesome.
And it tells it in like their animation style. So they're like, one box per frame.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool, man.
It is very awesome. I have to send you a link to it. It is very cool. So, and if I had the link, I would post it in the chat, but it would take me a minute.
And if this is sanctioned by Disney, does this mean it's canon?
It is canon.
Oh,
technically so.
Shit, that's exciting.
It was
awesome,
sanctioned by Disney to this Japanese comic book, firm place. They made it in Japanese. Apparently, it's been a hot fucking commodity for like the past year.
Nice. That's
and
awesome.
Finally, it's not Disney translating it, but it's someone translating it into English for us to
Good enough
to actually read it. So
I can dig it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, very
Sounds
cool.
Good. Sounds good.
So what's next? And next on the list,
it's on the chopping block. The block and chop. The Fallout 4 thing did sound pretty cool. A few more weeks, baby.
So you had a good one on here. So YouTube is apparently hiding videos from YouTube partners who have chosen not to sign up for YouTube Red.
Yeah.
So YouTube Red is that new service, right? So it allows you not to see ads?
I think so, yes. I think so because I know that Hulu tried the same thing, and I think did the same thing, but they couldn't negotiate it with all cases.
No.
So it's like, you have to pay for the service, and sometimes you'll see ads anyway, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
Please
so
give us money.
That was the major thing, was they didn't actually tell us that in the
That's awesome.
in the beginning. So like
awesome.
Anyone who was like, they 100% promoted it, you would never see an ad.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I remember the second day, they were like, people were like, hey, I'm still seeing ads when I'm trying to watch, like this primetime show or whatever. And they're like, oh, NBC doesn't allow us to not have ads.
Yeah.
And they're like, why the fuck am I paying you this?
Because
of all these other shows that you won't ever watch won't have ads.
These other...
Like, it fucking kills me. Basically, any primetime show you want to watch does not count for that $10 or $14, whatever you pay a month for it.
It's a good thing that primetime shows aren't, super popular.
No, not at all.
Or really good.
No,
yeah,
absolutely not.
God forbid. Yeah, jeez.
So yeah,
that's ridiculous. But yeah, so I think with the YouTube Red, and I'm so glad that they called it that. I sincerely hope that there are like some like confused middle-aged people that are like, I don't know, something like RedTube, and they type that into Google, and then their minds are exploded.
Lemon Party?
I love lemons. Goats, I love goats.
I love bottles. And this guy makes it. This guy is a bottle guy.
Oh Christ!
Bottleguy.com. Go there.
I can only imagine.
Turn on your spam filter.
I can only imagine the potential for awkwardness. So I'm so glad they called it YouTube Red. That's about the only good thing I have to say about it. Personally.
That is fucking beautiful.
Isn't it though? It's like they just
I'm
don't...
going to the RedTube.
Yeah, it's like it's like, and I'm assuming that this is not Google as a whole, but the people that run YouTube. I hope that they are just
Don't you mean
blind
Alphabet?
to reality. That too. I hope that they're just like that. That added touch with reality. That they literally have no idea what internet porn is or RedTube or any of these things. Not that we're advertising porn on this channel. That's an awful thing. But. I like to think that was like a purely innocent mistake, and they just have, it's probably not a mistake, but an innocent gaffe, we'll call it, and that they have no idea that people were ridiculing them for it.
What do you want to hijack? I don't understand if you want to say something, just say it.
Yeah, say away, my man.
Say it away, man. Yeah. Just type it on up. I don't care. You're not an asshole any part of the time that we ever stream.
This is true.
You're good. I've only had to ban 3 people today.
The ban hammer has been strong. But
just kidding. 4 people.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. But I digress. So yeah, the YouTube Red thing. I think that they were able to secure where it's like you will see nary an ad ever if you pay for the service. I think monthly service. But the way they did so is they kind of had to strong arm YouTube content YouTube partners. A YouTube partner is somebody that gets like paid by YouTube, or I guess I would have to double check on this. Either YouTube or a probably not a third party, because there's third party partner programs like for instance, like I'm partnered with TGN on my YouTube channel, and they're a third party, so like I'm not a YouTube partner by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think I'm affected by this. If I am, I have not been notified. But like what's the I think Maker Studio. I think they would be considered a YouTube partner.
Well, yeah. Yes.
Because if not just for how fucking huge they are, and I think YouTube themselves has a number of like first party partners. but they basically made a rule where like if you're considered a YouTube partner, then you have to join the YouTube Red, or else we will mark all of your videos as private until you switch over.
That is so much bullshit.
I think it's awful, and of course YouTube has played it down and been like, oh no, see, this is great. Already 99, supposedly the number they've thrown around is that it's already 9, without them having to provocate anyone, that already 99% of our YouTube partners have already made the switch. So clearly it's marked as a positive.
Yeah.
And I don't question that statistic, but I question if that was before any strong arming had to happen.
No.
And I doubt it. I think that I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know anything for sure, obviously. But if I had to guess, if I were a betting man, I would say that all YouTube partners probably got an email saying, join us or we're cutting you, or you're out of here, or you fucking die, or we kill you
join
dead.
Us or die.
We'll shoot you dead. We'll shoot you and your family dead in your sleep. So yeah, I don't know exactly how the process went, but supposedly a lot of people have already made the switch, and YouTube, of course, is downplaying it like only a small minority would be, affected adversely. I think it's absolute bullshit. That being said, it's, talking about technical issues, how do you mandate? It's a problem where, like, YouTube guarantees that users will never see a video. But maybe part of this has to do with me not quite understanding the full process or not seeing the big picture. If I'm a YouTube partner, I'm not, but if,
You were.
So, Alex is not here, I'm a YouTube partner right now, my name is blah, blah, blah. And I have not joined YouTube Red, which means that I personally will, and I guess that's the thing. If a partner joins YouTube Red, does that mean that none of their videos will be that are broadcasted? So when someone watches their videos, will they not be shown ads? I understand it to be that YouTube Red is only from the user's perspective. If I join YouTube Red, regardless of whether or not I'm a partner or a regular YouTube video creator or just a YouTube user without any videos, that I will not see ads. How does that affect ads being pushed to users?
Right.
I don't get that. So
that's a good question.
And it's just something that I haven't bothered to look up. So if it's explained somewhere, someone in the comments, if you know, please educate me. I want to know. But I don't understand how being a YouTube creator and having YouTube videos would have anything to do with whether or not your users would see ads. Your users seeing ads should be a function of them having this bullshit service, not a function of you having that bullshit service. So I don't quite understand the logic behind it. I'm sure there's a perfectly logical explanation for it, and that YouTube is not just black or white Star Wars Rebels versus Empire evil. I'm sure there's there's a middle ground here, and I just haven't figured out what it is. But I think the way they're doing it is bullshit. I don't like this strong arm tactic of holding your videos hostage. And I was thinking about it earlier today. It's like, well, shit, man. Since I am on TGN, they're considered like a partner, third party dealio. If they are considered into that shit, what the hell am I gonna do? I don't know. I keep wanting to make videos. I don't want to just stop making YouTube videos, but at the same time, I also don't want to pay for a service that I'm not gonna fucking use because I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, sadly.
Wait, you're part of like a community that posts video? Like, what
just me posting videos
on
my channel. Granted, my video output has slowed down a lot lately, but it's not to say that I don't have ideas and things that I want to do and things that I am working on. So it's like, there's a vested interest there, and I don't know. I just don't agree with this hostile takeover tactic. And I know I'm not alone. A lot of people have been complaining about it online. A lot of fairly high profile game journalist sites. Like I saw something on Destructoid about it earlier. I think Ars Technica, I think. They posted about it. Tech Raptor did. I'm sure Kotaku as well. So I mean, it's making the rounds.
I'm sure I'll be seeing it come around then.
It smacks of bullshit to me. It just seems
like it sounds like
bullshit. And I understand from YouTube's perspective. Like I said, if there is some sort of weird way in which it's set up where content creators do need to be on the service in order for it to work correctly, then yeah, that's a way to attack it, I guess, is to require everybody to do it. But that to me just defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Calling it a voluntary service and then requiring your top users. That's the other thing too. These are your partners. These are the ones that are making you the big bucks. They're the ones that are bringing in the big views. So if you're gonna punish them like this and hold their videos, their artistic creations in a lot of cases hostage. It's that as a video creator, that's so anti what YouTube used to be about. And I guess that's what bothers me about it the most. It's that seems almost like an inevitable conclusion that YouTube has been drifting further and further into this corporate mindset that it used to be so against back in the good old days.
Yes.
So
YouTube used to be all about put your videos on YouTube and let's have a free medium of being able to express yourself.
Just make a video.
And that's not what it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been I don't know, it's depressing.
Like I know when you become a YouTube partner, you get a pretty good cash flow as far as based on how many ads and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, how many ad clicks, how many views, ad views, and whatnot.
Right.
There's a lot of things that go into it, but I don't know. It bums me out. It bums me out, and I fear that the complaining will not get us anywhere. That YouTube Red is here to stay.
I've even looked really into it because I'm not even a fan of it. Like it's something that I just wouldn't even think about doing. Yeah.
I mean, from a user standpoint, it's like I don't fucking want to. Like I can wait through a 30-second ad. I'm not that fucking lazy, personally. But not to insult anyone that has opted for it. I'm not trying to put you down. It's just I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem worth the money.
Right. Just let me sit through the ad,
or skip it after 5 seconds.
If I even look at the ad, I should say, because ad block on my PC runs pretty much fine.
And that's the other thing. Ad block is free, and so the other thing there is that I would never recommend ad block. I do want to support, and it's not to say that ad block is evil, but it's the websites I go to, even the the popular Destructoid and all these other places, they're making enough money, they don't need my little measly views, but it's I want to help them out. If I'm reading an article in the New York Times, that's a name drop for a website I thoroughly enjoy. Then I'll fucking sit through their ads. I don't care. I do want to support them. So I mean, even if it's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. Some websites are awful about it. Some websites are like, ooh, big preview ad, and then you close that, and roll scrolling ad, whoa, and then there's that one renegade ad that's making noise somewhere
in another tab. They open.
No, it's in the tab you're looking at. You've scrolled up and down 10 times. Where is this noise coming from? And you just want to rip your ears out. Where is it coming from?
And or close the window.
And it's on loop. Yeah, and even worse, it's on loop in such a way that it's causing the page to buffer. So it has to load first before the content can load.
You hear the ticks.
Oh, I hate that bullshit so much. So I mean, some websites, and I'm not gonna name names, but some websites I'm all about ad block. Yes, please block that shit. Run them into the ground. I don't want none of that. So I just spent a whole lot of time talking about depressing shit. What do you think, Justin?
Well, I kind of wanted to go with, before we get back to YouTube, let me talk about CP here, because it's actually a pretty good place. Because I have a disability and I can't play certain games well, or certain games because of it. What are your thoughts on making games more accessible to people like me? So it's really depending on your disability, I guess. But I would say I don't know. I'd say I'm totally up for it, because I feel like anyone should be able to enjoy games as much as I do. Mm-hmm. So if it's at a cost for someone to be able to, I don't know. I feel like it's depending on what your disability is and kind of how we can go forward about making a game that suits you, because I'm sure you're not the only person.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure there's multiple people that have the same disability as you. So.
Oh sure.
I would be totally up for making games for people that have because I want people to feel the same awesome feeling I get whenever I sit down and I play a fucking great game. Or even making not even games in general, but making devices that help you play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that is something that I'm totally for. I mean, people come up with some crazy shit, people that play with their fucking chin, chin and tongue, if they don't have arms, So
Blind man plays Ocarina of Time.
Yes,
and beat it
and
somehow
beat it. God, that was impressive.
That is impressive.
So I feel like why wouldn't we? I think the community would all pretty much agree. And you said that it's been a pretty hot topic. So you said that there's an issue with the gaming community I have to talk about, and I understand it now. But if that's what it is, I mean, I would have to think that someone would be a complete asshole to want to be games shouldn't be made for people who have a disability or a cripple or anything of that nature.
Right.
So.
I'm sure a developer never, from the outset, says to him or herself, I want to make a game and exclude an audience. I mean, that's the last thing they would ever want to do. Because, developer, you want people to play your shit. That's just how it works. So I'm sure it's never intentional, but, I mean, you're absolutely right. There are some games that just can't be played by certain people. I know I have a couple friends that are colorblind, And that makes certain games kind of tough to fucking play. I think I talked a week or two ago about Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Yeah.
It's a bomb defusal game. Well, there's a Simon Says game that you have to play as a module, and it's beep beep boop, red, yellow, blue, green, and based on the pattern, it shows you the person working the bomb has to relay that back to the person with the instructions, or persons with the instructions, based on the color and they have to interpolate it and decipher it, and you have to send them the right sequence back. Well, my buddy who's colorblind is at the thing. He's like, all right, so I can't see the colors, so we're going up, down, left, right. So that gave me 2 conversions I had to go through. I had to convert from direction to color, and then from color to proper color, and then a second conversion from proper color to direction again. So it made it doubly difficult. Some games you just can't fucking play. Heroes and Generals we were actually talking about this with a couple buddies just last night actually. The camouflage, the uniforms for the Allied forces is so OP. We play on Axis, but the Allied forces outfits are so OP. Like, it's just light green and tan, green shirt and tan pants. Well, that's every fucking environment in the game. The Axis are given these black outfits, which, fun fact, that's actually not what they wore in the war. What they wore in the war, the officers would wear that, but the grunts wouldn't, because that'd be fucking stupid. Why would you go into battle in these urban environments?
They wore actual camouflage.
They did, so it's historically inaccurate from the get go. But that's besides the point. So, but my buddies who are colorblind, they see it's like enemies are literally invisible when they're 50 feet away, because there's just like it blends together so well. So certain games. And I'm starting to notice this a little bit more, is that certain games are starting to come equipped with, like, colorblind options, or colorblind modes, and of course there's different types of colorblindness, where certain hues and certain colors don't show up quite as well. So I'm glad that some developers are starting to come upon that, some more than others, and still in a lot of cases, I mean, Heroes and Generals is very much a modern game, and they don't have any options like that. Well, they do. You just have to pay for those types of outfits.
Right.
So, it's a, grumble, free to play. So some developers are wising up to it. Obviously, that's just scratches the surface. There are so many types of disabilities, some more rare than others. And I'm sure for a lot of developers or developers/publishers that it's a question of we have a certain audience that would really, really benefit from us implementing this feature. But shit, we're already behind on our schedule, and we're already over budget, and our publishers are already up our butts trying to get us to put this game out. We'll put it on the chain. We'll put it on the the features wish list as something that we want to do, but it would only impact a certain percentage of the you can see how a developer would be in that situation and go, I want to implement this feature, but I also want to implement these 1,000 other features, and it's on the list, and we'll get to it. I hope if the publisher will let us. I can see both sides of the fence, where it's like, man, you're excluding an audience, but on the other hand, man, we're already strapped for cash, and we're trying as hard as we can, and no one's happy, and it sucks.
Yep.
And I hate that people get excluded. Talking like CP Master said, man, there's games he can't. I'm sorry, it's not fair for me to assume that you're a he. But there are certain games that CP Master can't play, and that sucks. That's not fair to CP Master. So it definitely depends. I mean, I know that there are certain controllers that are built that are supposed to be a little bit more friendly in that regard. I know there are certain input devices or input programs, like for someone who's like a quadriplegic, for example, where and voice recognition is getting there, but it's still kind of but where you can say the command. We were talking a few months ago about the guy who beat Dark Souls using
voice recognition. That was fucking impressive.
Which is, and of course that's an edge case like that. That's not expected. That's just outrageous, is what that is.
Back, attack.
So I mean, forward.
Straight left.
My
Straight
heart
right.
goes out to that guy, because that's ridiculous.
Straight right.
Dead. Fuck! I died again. So.
He died 63 times or something like that. Whenever
on
he finally beat it. Well, the boss I was watching.
I was
watching it. He had died 63 times.
Yeah.
And then he beat it on the 64th or something like that.
Ornstein and Smo took him over 100. I know, which is not surprising, because that boss fight is just fucking bonkers without having ridiculous input limitations. So, but I digress. That's an edge case that's not intended for that type of style.
No.
So that's a good example. Someone who can't hold a controller is gonna have a really fucking time playing Dark Souls. which sucks because Dark Souls is such a good game.
It is. It's very fun.
So
and it's something that I said before that I want people to enjoy it like I enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, totally, man. It sucks. And I think a lot of it is just, waiting for technology to get there, waiting for voice recognition to get there. I actually read just a couple days ago about an interface for a tablet where if someone undergoes a highly experimental and probably not FDA, but like just generally government approved procedure, meaning insurance wouldn't cover it, to get a little microchip planted in your brain, so that way a quadriplegic can control the tablet with their mind, like with only using their brainwaves and really, just their mind.
Oh.
And like they did this study and found that wow, people are able to like browse Google like a fucking boss. Like this worked way better than we thought it would. So granted that's like bleeding edge technology, and it's going to be decades before we can see that at a consumer level. But it's progress, and I see that as encouraging. So I think part of this is technical limitations as well. Mm-hmm. It's a balance issue between making the game accessible. Yeah, exactly. And that you can't cheat. That's a good point too. The Kinect, that's a good example of something that where like I'm sure Microsoft had every intention of making it super accessible. Yeah. You didn't need to hold a controller. Your whole body was controlled.
The Kinect was a very good piece of hardware.
It is.
A lot of developers and stuff gutted that bastard and used it for their own programs.
Yeah.
Like, it's got fucking amazing 3D imaging.
It does. It's really cool shit. But the games didn't really take advantage of it quite as well as I think it could have.
No.
I mean, there were some that were kind of fun, don't get me wrong, but like none that really...
I think the only one that really stood out was the dance games.
Yeah.
So, like, Amanda and I bought a camera for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Specifically for Just Dance.
Yes, yeah.
Like, we have no other use for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's...
Other than there's a built-in game that they have where you can collect and shoot out robots from
Yes, I've seen that, yeah. Yeah, that's cool, and that was like meant as a showcase.
Right, but it's not really meant to help
somebody. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, of course, the onus is, of course, on the developer to take advantage of something like that and make something good. And not to say there weren't good games for it, but just none that truly made it shine, I think, in a way that was representative of its capabilities.
What's up, Eric?
What's up, man?
Sorry you're late.
Whole bunch of depressing topics, man.
Yeah, a lot of depressing. We haven't
YouTube
really had any awesome, happy topics.
It sucks.
Other than Overwatch beta, that was really
positive.
That was positive. Oh, and you missed Karini and Mike and all them.
Yeah,
were in here earlier, causing a ruckus.
An Uncle Ruckus.
So yeah.
But yeah, talking about Fallout 4, the baseball.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you that after the stream.
Thing, yeah, that sounds awesome. So yeah, man. So yeah, CP man, thank you for sharing that about yourself.
I'm going to get a little close here for just a second. Do we have the
leaning in? But while Justin's doing that, thank you CP man for sharing that and for offering that as a suggestion, because
that was a very good topic.
That's a good one, and it's a tricky one, man. And my favorite topics are the ones where there is no right answer, or like it's a tough one to tackle. So I appreciate the oh, there we go, yeah.
I posted the link for you guys so you guys can actually take a look.
So yeah, we appreciate the contribution, man. That helps us out, because that's a topic that's a really fucking good one, and we didn't even have to come up with it.
We didn't.
Everybody wins.
Thank you. Yeah, win all over. Yeah. Have you guys discussed the Star Wars Battlefront beta yet?
We did last week, actually.
Yeah, we did last week. So
they did. I haven't seen it.
I think we
played it.
Well, Eric's played it. He said it was pretty. It was okay. Like it's going to get boring pretty quickly. It looks like they're adding a few fun game modes, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I'll probably end up buying it eventually. I'm not going to buy it very early. I think I'm going to wait for them to get all the bugs out, because I guarantee there's a lot.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
So, and it's EA, and they have been pretty poor with any type of release ever.
No, that's
so.
When has a AAA publisher ever let us down, Justin?
Yeah, including fucking EA.
Especially EA.
Yeah, especially EA.
Our golden shining example.
I heard it revived as COD with Star Wars skins.
So I've heard.
It's pretty much.
So
Call of Duty is the most basic of basics when it comes to first-person shooter.
Yeah.
So, or new first-person shooter. So, yeah, it's pretty much COD.
Yeah.
I'll end up buying it as well. Just wanted to, where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
With regards to the random vehicle spawns.
Yeah.
Oh, he's okay. Cerebral palsy.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I have full use of my right hand, limited use of my left hand.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh man, shit. Yeah, man.
That limits. Yeah,
that limits you quite a bit.
There's a lot of cool shit.
I will have to look, but I know someone modified a nunchuck.
Oh, interesting.
So to use with one hand, because I know that they didn't have another hand, and they were using the nunchuck, and it had all the buttons on it.
Interesting.
And the top joystick, so they were able to kind of manipulate a lot of the games using it. So I'd have to look it up, but it was a pretty cool feature.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's something not a developer or anyone made. It was literally a guy who was like, "Oh, well, I need to make something that kind of suits me and my stuff." So.
Just crack open the workshop and make a thing. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, man. Yeah, it's kind of a game you play when you're in between games. Yeah, I have a lot of those games.
Yeah.
And I don't think I need another one.
No, not AAA, right, Adam? You understand.
Right. Too. So not AAA.
The one nice thing I will say about EA, the one nice thing, which is not fair. They weren't always assholes. I think.
I don't think so. I'm clouded by time and the inability to see what they've actually been doing.
Yeah.
So I'm clouded by the time before the internet.
Yeah.
That's literally what I'm clouded by.
Battlefield 1942?
Yes.
Because that was published by EA.
Oh, that was a beautiful fucking game.
Good. So fucking good.
That was a beautiful game.
So I guess two nice things I'll say about EA. Battlefield 1942, and of all things, The Secret World. They published The Secret World.
Did they?
And they have yet to wrap their tendrils into it and
weird. It. I hope it doesn't get any more of a following, because they will.
Yeah, that's kind of my... That's the thing. Like, on the one hand, Funcom has been having some really bad financial problems. And on the one hand, I hope they don't, because I want them to keep making content. But on the other hand, I kind of want to hog them all to myself. So I'm just, it's like, you can never leave me. I have abandonment issues. So, yeah.
You talk of Evolve. I think Evolve had the same type of thing Titanfall did, which was... It's a very fun game, but it was so
Destiny,
niche.
Yeah.
So it was like... It was just fun for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, Evolve's fun for a few rounds. Like, I'm sure if Evolve was like $10, we would have picked it up at a LAN party, played it for fucking 3 hours, and then I would have never played it again.
And then we would have fired up the Hidden Source.
Exactly. We would have fired up Hidden Source or something. So, yeah. No. And Destiny... Oh, don't even get me started on Destiny.
Yeah, no, we've waxed unpoetically about Destiny in the past. And I don't have anything against it. I mean, I've never even played it.
Right, you've never played it.
I don't fucking know. I don't know nothing.
People do... I will say, though, people fucking love Destiny. People really do like that game.
And I think it's a good
I don't think it's
game.
a bad game.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game by any means. I think I've said it before. It's not a bad game.
Yeah.
They just didn't do it right. They were trying to fuck people, and I don't like that. So...
It needs to be consensual.
Yes, it needs to be consensual, and it was not.
From both parties.
It was not. I said no, and they still did it.
So dirty. Yeah, so. That's just how it happens. And yeah, you mentioned Titanfall. I know, man, the hype around that game. Holy
Titanfall
shit.
was fun.
A
bunch of people played Titanfall. I know that Brad played Titanfall for a little bit. He said that it was incredibly fun, but the thing is that after about the first month of being out, there was zero community, and it was super hard to find games.
So I've heard, yeah. I heard it just... which sucks, because it looked cool. It looked really fucking cool. I never won a game to fail, or...
No.
Well, not to say fail, but I never won a game to flatline that soon, but...
Right, so Destiny is literally Diablo first-person shooter. Like, when it comes to actual grinding.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot like if you play Borderlands, anything of that. Once you hit max level, you're grinding for the best gear. Like, that's what you're doing.
Much like Warframe.
Warframe, yeah. So, it's literally a level up and grind. That's what you do. Diablo is the fucking best.
It is.
Is the king of that.
It will probably
level up, fucking get the gear.
Get that shit.
Just kidding, everything is a random roll.
Get the loots, get the drops.
I'm glad you got that legendary that's fucking horrible.
This is a legendary that everyone else and their mother has gotten.
Yes.
And you'll thank us, motherfucker. Yeah, that sounds pretty familiar.
So,
But yeah, I've heard a lot. The friends that I have that play Destiny play in groups of friends. Like, they get home from work, fire up vent, and go to town on Destiny for a couple hours. And it's a group thing, and I can appreciate that. So.
One last tiny bit thing before we close out today I wanted to talk about was I just read earlier today. I sent an article to
in
Brad.
His giant phone.
In my giant phone.
His big bastard phone.
So apparently the Library of Congress enacted this new thing. I don't know how they did it, but apparently they can enact stuff for that comes in regards to like old media.
Oh.
And it's going to help us here because say you have a game that was an online-only game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now it is not illegal at all whatsoever to take those files and do what you want with them.
do naughty, dirty things to them.
You can do naughty, dirty things with them.
Just like my fantasy.
So all these people running like Star Wars Galaxies EMUs and stuff like that, they can no longer be fined for running the EMUs.
It's fucking awesome.
It's going to help with the Ashen's Call people. I know that Ashen's Call is actually they've officially stopped doing anything with the game, so it's been like 15 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
They've finally done, but people still really like to play that game, and now they can actually, once the game's done, they can get the code from the developers and recreate their own emulated. So someone can literally just continue off where the developers stop. So.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, finally some fucking good news today. It's
good news.
Today's been such a bummer.
So any type of game that is online only, but the people that made it, the publisher developer, have totally abandoned it. So they do not create content for it anymore. Means that you can do what you want with those files.
Naughty, dirty things. I love it. That's awesome, man.
You wanna open up those files and make your own private server, invite a bunch of people?
Go to town.
Go to town, man.
Yep.
No one can stop you.
Motherfucking like OG EverQuest or any of those.
There was also in the same article there was another thing that they enacted, basically the same thing for cars. Once a vehicle manufacturer stops providing updates or anything for the vehicle, you can modify whatever you want on the vehicle without being fined for it.
I didn't know. Well, I guess I was about to say I didn't realize there could be fines, but I guess within reasonable boundaries.
Within reasonable boundaries.
If something is street legal, but I didn't think that there was.
I'll have to read more into that part, but it was in the same article. I was like, wow, okay.
I'm glad that I would have never assumed that there would be fines, but I'm glad that there's a ruling on it now. Maybe they were like, we shouldn't make it official because no one's going to prosecute you on it, but just to be safe. Just to be safe. So as long as it doesn't make it, to operate,
Yeah. So as long as it doesn't make it illegal to operate. So you'll be fine. So
that's awesome. That's really cool.
Illegal emissions. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Our friends in Germany have no idea what you're talking about.
They have no idea. What they do is they just turn on this program and it just says, he's good.
Am I being tested right now?
Oh boy.
Shit. That was, I'm curious to see how that's going to go.
Yeah. Because it keeps blowing up more and more each week. It's fucking insane.
It's silly. So. It's blowing up.
What the fuck is this?
It's an emote.
What emote is this? Who is this?
I actually don't. Yeah, let's mouse over it so we can get the boop. Seems good.
All right.
Seems good.
Seems good.
Legit. Seems legit.
So.
All right. Well, so we always like to end things on a happy note.
Yeah,
so.
And that was definitely a happy note. I figured I'd get something out there. Hopefully.
Thank you. Yeah, I was gonna go home. I was gonna leave this stranger's apartment
down
and go into my actual apartment. Yeah.
So.
Go home and cry is what I was gonna say, but yes.
But anyways, thanks guys.
Yeah. Seems good.
Been a jolly old time. Except for earlier in the show when we were talking about super depressing things.
Yes.
But we ended on a good note.
Yep. Right, Dexter?
Right, Dexter?
Yep.
We ended on a good note?
All right.
So anyways, thanks guys. And we're going to leave you with some nice tunes from our curator, Alex, who always provides us with...
Always the tunage, baby.
Yes. Yeah. So anyways, thanks guys, and we'll see you next week.
This one is...
Wait.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that the artist that we heard in the intro was a guy named Halsey, by the way, HALC. Really cool electronica artist. That's what you're gonna hear now.
And the album's called A Nostalgia Canon, by the way.
Yes, Nostalgia Canon.
Beautiful.
Good
Alright, see you guys.